Hey friends, Pastor Chris here for today's episode of Campbell TV. And I want to talk a little bit about how the Methodist Church came to use grape juice for communion, specifically generally Welch's grape juice. Now back in the 1800s, there was a temperance movement to abstain from alcohol, including using wine for communion. That had been the practice up until then. Now, grape juice seemed like an obvious solution. But grape juice stored at room temperature would ferment into wine. And we would not have home fridges until about 1913. So some churches would squeeze grapes close to the Sunday, so that they wouldn't have to worry about it fermenting. But then there wouldn't be communion when grapes were out of season. Some churches chose to substitute water for wine, kind of a wedding at Cana reverse situation. Whereas some churches still continued to use the wine anyway. But in 1864, the General Conference approved a report from the Temperance Committee that grape juice should be used in communion. Just a suggestion. So then in comes Thomas Welch, who was actually a dentist at this time, but he was a communion steward at his home church in New Jersey. And by 1869, he was able to perfect a juice pasteurization process, and he began selling it to churches. And it didn't go over that well at first, but his son convinced him to keep going. And of course, during this whole time, the temperance movement keeps growing as well. And most members of the Women's Christian Temperance Union were Methodist. So in 1880, the General Conference approved that churches had to have the alcohol-free option, as well as it should be used whenever practical. So annual conferences started having ads for Welch's in their journals, and its popularity soon went well beyond the church, as Welch's grape juice is now world renowned. And all because Thomas Welch, the communion steward, wanted an unfermented wine for communion. All right, thanks friends. Take care.
Thank you so much for watching Campbell TV. Please check the rest of our channel for other videos on how to connect with God, love others, and grow in faith. Plus, if you like this video, please consider supporting Campbell by setting up a recurring gift on our website or by clicking on the link below. Until next time, remember that God loves you, Christ loves you, and Campbell does too.